Here we are watching Chihuko here at practice for the Italian Grand Prix. Oh, you set the fastest lap of the session. 2 minutes, 10 seconds. That is respectable. Oh dear! The goats lost control and headed right up the track and into Chihuko's path. Well then. That's really going to, I'd say, set the stage for the Italian Grand Prix. What's up, peeps? It's Hanafuda. We're here at Monza, this old track with a huge oval on it, and maybe the somewhat recognizable Lesmos for the Italian Grand Prix. Hibikigana has the pole today. Steve Morgan starts next to her. We got Eric Monaco, Ozzy Samira, Tito Peters, Yukio Hagiwara, James Saunders, Ai Hidaka, Kikihana, Chihuko, Patrick Smith, Rupert Weissmuller, Zachary Taylor, Matsuri Tokugawa, Ray Serb, Kenna Matsuda, the Goat's dad, Derek Hamlin, Yo Watanabe. You notice the Ferraris haven't qualified too well today. The Goat and Mei Xiao, the Ferraris, have no sponsors on them and black nose cones. The Jordans have American flags on them, and the Jaguars have black engine covers. This race took place on September 16th, 2001. 8 laps around this old track, and because it only took place 5 days after the United States was attacked by Al-Qaeda on September 11th, the first lap will be held in silence. lap 2 now. You saw Steve Morgan taking early lead over Hibiki Ganaha heading out of turn 1. But Ganaha has retaken that lead. You see the Jaguar Boss Samira trying to get by Steve Morgan, definitely challenging him for that position. Her teammate Yukio Hagiwara is following closely behind Steve Morgan, as Hibiki Ganaha has eked out a bit of a lead over the rest of the field. Eric Monaco is running comfortably in 5th position. James Saunders in the last of the points-paying spots. He's followed by Ai Hidaka, Tito Peters, Patrick Smith, and Kiku Honda, whose last 4 round out top 10. Still looking like quite the fight between the two Jaguars and Steve Morgan and Chihuko. Oh dear, Eric, that's not Chihuko, that's Eric Monaco. He's in the wall. And his engine's smoking. Samir. Yukio Hagiwara did confuse those two cars, two drivers of those two teams' cars. Heading into turn whatever. I think Hagiwara just headed into the corner a bit tight, made contact with Eric Monaco, went spinning round, and, well, that ends Monaco's day, surely. The Italian fans, the home fans, have 3 teams to cheer for: Benetton, Minardi, and Ferrari. But as you can see, the Ferraris haven't done well. The Minardis are piloted by the GOAT and his dad, so we are definitely not expecting them to be doing any well. And Eric Monaco is out of this race, so really if an Italian team is going to win, it's going to be up to Chihuko. Most likely he is the highest runner in the field for the 3 of the Italian teams. More importantly, that's Hibiki Ganaha head down the final straight before the final turn. You can see the field is single filed out already. Oh, did I mention how much fuel this track takes out of it? It uses up a lot of fuel. Here comes the lead pack into the pits already. Quite an interesting strategy they've come up with here. It's definitely going to be a multi-pit stop strategy for most of the teams here. Well, it looks like we're excluding the GOAT because he's the GOAT. He sort of does his own thing, really. Oh dear. Slow pit stop for Hibiki Ganaha, Derek Hamill, Aaron Ortiz, Matsui Tokugawa, Robert. Okay, a lot of people have gotten out in front of her, so that's Steve Morgan who's going to usurp 2nd place. The GOAT's in the lead, but he is the GOAT. He's definitely, that Minardi doesn't have the usual pace. He did win at Hungary after a fantastic battle with the 2 McLarens, but as you can see, he's reverted back to having a crappy car and being a crappy driver. Look at him just fishtailing all over the show. So I remember saying hearted mouth moment. It's hearts in mouth moment. I think I said hearted, as if heart was a verb. I'm strange. This shot of the track is the one they used in the well, Dave Noonan used in the track picture. It's quite an interesting shot. I wonder how he managed to get a car running underneath the tunnel at the same time he got a car running on top of the oval. Well, not on top of the oval, but on the oval. Questions such as those need answers. They need answers as soon as possible. Such as, is the GOAT going to pit? Yes, he is. Oh, it's Kiki Honda stuck in pit road. Not sure what that's about, but more importantly, that's going to be Steve Morgan into the lead. He's followed by Azusa Miura, Patrick Smith, Ai Hidaka, Rupert Weissmuller, and Matsui Tokugawa. In your top 6. The GOAT's dad is running 7th. Derek Hamill 8th. It could be on for points, maybe. Tito Peters 10th. Hibiki Ganaha 9th. I guess the GOAT crossed the line in 9th. So he's falling behind most of the field. Most definitely. Yep, there he is, just in front of Hagiwara and Xiao. Ko stuck in pit road. Well, he's not in pit road, he's getting tires. Watanabe heads into the pits, and are you kidding me? Every time I managed to miss overtakes. This was a fantastic one. On the outside, I think Steve Morgan just let off a little bit too much, and Miura was a bit more aggressive heading into that turn. Not even sure which one it is. I believe it's the second of the Lesmos, unless these are the Lesmos. I think no, those are the Lesmos, and then the straight onto the bridge, and that's Parabolica. Let's find out if the lead pack heads in for the pits. Yes, they do. Well then, let's see who stays out. That looks like Tokugawa and Weissmuller. As you can see, Honda's still stuck in pit road. Eric Monaco's out of this race. And Chihu Ko is running well at the back of the field. James Saunders is going to stay out. Let's see who else did. Trickle. He's a car on the other side of the track, I believe. Over there. Interesting. Looks like Steve Morgan's managed to exit the pits in front of Azusa Miura. He's going to take that clean as you like. Damn you, Bandicam! At least my mic's actually working. My days. So we can't really provide you with accurate rundowns of the order because of how screwed up the order has been with pit road. You can take a look at your lap times. Looks like Matsui Tokugawa is running right behind the leader, Rupert Weissmuller. Has he fastest lap? Rupert Weissmuller in his second fastest lap. Then Joey Trickle, James Saunders, Yukio Hagiwara, Azusa Miura, Hibiki Ganaha, Steve Morgan, Eric Monaco, who of course retired. So he must have set that on his first lap, which is quite impressive, considering the first lap was definitely slower than the rest of them. And Hidaka, the 10 fastest laps, top 10 fastest laps. The GOAT, 15th fastest. Slowest, Mei Xiao. Weissmuller, Tokugawa, Trickle, and Saunders stayed out of the pits. I'm going to bet $10 they head in. Looks like I've won that bet. Nope, I only win it if Trickle and Saunders follow them. Let's find out if they do. And they do. Looks like this time they're getting tires. Forgot if they did get tires last time, but more importantly, they're doing it this time. So if they're doing it again, that's their problem. Robert Weissmuller heads out of his pit stall, followed closely by Matsui Tokugawa as James Saunders hurries up and gets some tires in. Joey Trickle there. Looks like he had a faster pit stop, and that's Steve Morgan back into the lead. But Azusa Miura was definitely following very closely behind there for a second. Yeah, it's definitely going to be challenging him for front position in this race. We're followed by Patrick Smith, Hidaka, the GOAT's dad, and Rupert Weissmuller. Rupert Weissmuller managed to get out. Still in a good spot. I do believe, in fact, that he's still within the points. That puts Matsui Tokugawa and Derek Hamill just barely outside of them. Derek Hamill, of course, looking to get points for Ferrari, the home team. Derek Hamill's leading the points, and Ferrari, his team, is as well. So more points would definitely benefit their cause. This is the third to last race, of course. The next one, the penultimate, is in the United States, which was held 19 days after September 11th, 2001, and will also feature some interesting liveries for the teams. I forgot about that camera angle. Wow, Kiki Honda's still stuck in pit road. Absolutely no idea what's wrong with his car. And that's Rupert Weissmuller back into the lead, followed once again by Matsui Tokugawa. It's 2 laps to go. If Rupert Weissmuller doesn't hit heading on to the last lap, I think he could be on for a win. Remember, his teammate Ahitaka had a chance of winning the Belgian Grand Prix, and then decided to try to head into the pits, and probably crashed into the pit road wall. This was Prost's last season in F1. They dissolved soon after. So, if Weissmuller could get a win here for the team, that would definitely not hurt anybody at all. Matsuri Tokugawa has not finished on the podium, I don't believe. I believe she has scored a few points finishes. Her teammate Gana has definitely gotten a few more. But 6 points for Tokugawa would not be bad at all. I'm not sure if she's actually above the cutoff for the point standings, but stealing points away from the leaders in the point standings is definitely a lucrative business. I'm sure Tokugawa is involved in that. Joey Trickle third. Could definitely help McLaren with some points. I'm sure he still has a chance of winning. James Saunders definitely up there, along with Steve Morgan and Naza Samir, I do believe. Patrick Smith, of course, definitely. Ahidaka. Not entirely sure. The GOAT's dad, definitely not. I don't think he has. I think he has 1 point. Unless he has 2. I don't know. Hibiki Gana definitely looking for points. All these guys are looking for points, but they're definitely... Oh, Chiyuko stuck in pit road. Okay. Well then. I managed to go from absolute silence at about this part of the lap, last lap by, when Steve Morgan and Naza Samir were leading the field. Now I went off on this ridiculous tangent that I usually find myself going on. Not sure why. We'll gloss over that here. As Rupert Weissmuller comes around to start the final lap of this 8-lap race there. You see Yo Watanabe in the distance, about to get lapped. Yo Watanabe, of course, could have won the championship if she won 5 straight wins in a row, and Derek Campbell and a few of the others didn't score any. In fact, if nobody else scored any points, there's one of the Ferraris on the other side of the track, only about to come around the final corner and start the final lap. Rupert Weissmuller is already well into his final lap then, you can tell. Acer may be Taiwanese, but the engines are Acer, and therefore Taiwanese in name only. These are, in fact, Ferrari engines that Prost is running. As Rupert Weissmuller manages successfully to get around to Watanabe. Oh, he's still trying, running side by side. Looks like Watanabe is going to be no problem for Weissmuller. For Tokugawa, on the other hand, can't entirely be sure. Joey Trickle's running third. James Saunders fourth. Kiki Honda is finally back out onto the track. Steve Morgan sixth. Patrick Smith eighth. Well, there you go. There's why those figures are a bit unreliable. Matsui Tokugawa looks like she's got a nose in front of Watanabe, who ran a bit wide there and is now cleanly behind the second place driver. Just a few more turns for Rupert Weissmuller. Definitely deserved the victory today. He's had great pace all day. He didn't start in a great position, I don't think. Probably outside the points if I remember correctly. But this is definitely a win he deserved because of his good strategy, good pace, good driving. Be the first for Prost all season, right at the death of the season. And he's going to get it here in Italy. Checkered flag for Rupert Weissmuller. That was a terrible shot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. We tried so hard and went so far. But in the end, yeah. Chi is actually fastest in qualifying, quite faster than everyone else, in fact. Could say the same about the GOAT, second fastest compared to everyone else. Qualifying was, as you can see, these lap times were even faster than the lap time set by Chi in practice. Hibiki Ganaha getting the fastest time, and the GOAT having the slowest, even though it was better than his practice time. Rupert Weissmuller wins today. Matsuri Tokugawa and Joey Trickle on the podium. James Saunders, Steve Morgan, and Patrick Smith taking home points for their teams today. No points for Azumira Hidaki, the GOAT statter. Hibiki Ganaha, despite their good runs and my inability to pronounce anyone's names correctly. Zachary Taylor, Derek Hamill, Kana Matsuda, Racer, Mei Xiao, the GOATs, and Yukiya Hagiwara came home on the lead lap today. Yo Watanabe finished the lap down. Chihu Ko and Kiki Honda were stuck on pit road for most of the race. Tito Peters retired after a tire problem, and Eric Monaco damaged his oil pump after contact with Yukio Hagiwara, and the pace car is lonely. But, more importantly, Rupert Weissmuller shows some muscle at Milano Day. Next race, the United States Grand Prix at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. First major international event held after that thing, which we must never forget. You can see the standings are completely screwed up, which is why we don't use them. You see the guys up front in the point standings? The ones who've actually stayed in the same cars because they don't have any special liveries. Anyways, it's been Hanafuda. It's been a time and a half in honor, and I will see you in the next video. Is it really just this little plot of grass right here? Wow. Shouldn't be signing off already because I'll be going to the point standings. Crap, I gotta do the point standings. That's annoying. So let's start with the dropped out section of the Drivers' Championship. As you can see, everybody from 10th place to last now has no chance of winning the championship. It's quite a shame. Guess you could battle out for the 10th place spot. Probably more near like the top 5 or so come the next race, depending on how that turns out. Rupert Weissmuller's win today really saved him. As you can see, he's only 19 points behind Derek Hamill, so if Derek Hamill doesn't score any points and Rupert Weissmuller wins the next 2 races, he could win. Although, we should be a little more realistic here and wager that the top 8 is definitely going to be contesting. Well, actually, you know what? If we're going to be liberal and say the top 8, let's be a little more conservative. Or centrist, I don't know. And say the top 5. Yes, it includes the GOAT. It's scary, but actually, you know what? Top 4. So we can exclude the GOAT. Hamill, Sir, Morgan, and Saunders. It's going to be between them. Bottom half of the constructors, Benetton, 5th place. Can't win anymore. Bit of a shame. So, to fight it out for 5th and the positions below. As for the constructors, Jordan, of course, could win if they have both drivers get 1-2s in the US and Japan, and Ferrari don't score any points. But realistically, I see the top 3. Ferrari, Williams, and McLaren. You know, Saunders is for Williams and Morgan's for McLaren in the Drivers' Championship, and they have good chances. But both Derek Hamill and Ray Sir up there as well, so wouldn't put it past them to nab the win for Ferrari. It's been Hannah Fudd. It's been a time and a half in honor, and I will see you in the next video. It's going to be the Cup race. And I forget where it is because I have a bad memory, as we all know.